Stay tuned for your next broadcasting program. Hello, beautiful souls. I am Ask Indigo, and you're watching me on the Small Business Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is Ask Indigo, and you're watching me on the Small Business Network. I know I've been gone for a while. I've just kind of been dealing with some mental, spiritual, emotional, just all the whole shebang. I'm trying to start a new approach, maybe even change up a couple of things. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, and I feel like I'm comfortable enough to start talking about these things. So there's a lot of things happening in the world today that are being hidden from us, lied to us, or kept from us. I mean, however you want to see it and put it. It says, the hidden world forces and shapes the reality. So right now, our planetary is going through some kind of a shift. We're having some crazy leaps and a hidden world under us. But it's real. It's true. It's all facts. There's documented proof in it. After this show, I will be leaving a link to everything that proves what I'm going to be talking about. So I come with facts. Starting today, this is for entertainment purposes only, social media. So please don't start with me. Next and foremost, we're going to be talking about the crazy things we're seeing right now in the world. So right now, we have a lot of things happening. The sun is doing crazy things. The sky is doing crazy things. Our planet is doing crazy things. Science is doing crazy things. Religion is doing crazy things. And realistically, the world is experiencing some crazy things. So where do we go with that? Well, we go with that first with CERN. It's been kind of crazy. So we're going to start with the understanding of skipping time. I'm going to try to explain this the best way that I can explain it. So we are living in a realm that's kind of just going and doing its own thing. It was all signed up and created for us to learn a couple of things: our purpose, our passion, and family. Love, life, and living. But we're not really doing that. We're not really doing much of anything. We're not living. We're not enjoying life, or we're happy about what's happening in the world today. So let's see. I'm trying to look for a pen for you guys real quick so I can kind of explain something real quick. I want to show you guys. So as we're going through our everyday to-day life, it's kind of just doing its own thing. It takes a while to get from point A to point B, in a circle of life. But there's this cool thing called the CERN. It's the CERN I want to not butcher the name. So it's called the CERN Large Hadron Collider. A lot of people might not know what this is. So this is a machine that was created to go faster than the speed of light. It breaks boundaries. It breaks us understanding how we live in this world. And if we manipulate our timeline, our frequency, pattern in how we function in the world, we go from, everything. Oh my gosh, I want you guys to see this. So if I could just get the camera right. So we go, our life is going in a circle. And it may not seem like that, but it is. It's kind of just going and shifting, we're just kind of collecting things as we go. But with this CERN being turned on, and they have 3 of them. There's 3 CERNs. One is a really big one. There's 2 that are smaller. But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. So by them creating the CERN, we're no longer in a circle. We're no longer taking. I'm trying to get my camera. We're no longer going in a circular motion. With the CERN on, it opens up the possibility of multi-realms, of multi-universes, of new paradigms. It transitions us into new timelines. And what does that mean for us? Well, a lot of us may be feeling off, a little bit feeling, kind of out of tune with ourselves these days. We don't really understand what's going on. And things kind of seem really crazy right now because we're kind of living in a twilight zone. Well, that could be for a lot of reasons. We're not in our timeline. We skip timelines. We're like in the middle of going forward and going backwards at the same time. And so a lot of us are having Mandela effect. for those that don't know what a Mandela effect just means that when you're going through your existence, you're seeing the world and life in one way. And you know it to be that way. But over time, things start to change and you remember them being a lot different than what you're seeing them today. Well, right. Certain movies, certain TV shows, certain books that you remember one way are now a different kind of way in this actual reality. That's because you not timeline anymore. You skip timelines. And the reason why it's happening is because of the CERN. So what's happening is by them having the CERN on, we no longer win in that circle. If you fold the page in half, now we're halfway meeting our end point. So what they're doing is they're I'm trying to punch a hole through this. Never mind. I broke the hole through it. Same thing. Look, if you punch a hole through this, you're gonna skip time. You're gonna skip and leap through time. Frequencies are gonna feel off. If your body is feeling off, it's because of the sun right now. The sun is pretty much punching gigahertz at the earth that is making us super sane or marvels of some form, like superhuman. And the reason why I'm saying superhuman is because, well, there's a lot of things happening into your body. Your body is frequency. It is water. It has cells. It is multiplying on a regular basis. Your brain is also doing some cool chemistry stuff in the body as well. And when you start to interfere with the magnetic field, it starts to interfere the body's electric field. We are literally all electric. From our pineal gland to our feet, we are electric. Our body is basically one big parasite that supports this electrical system in its body. And when we have this electric system interrupted, we start to feel off. We start to feel sick, nauseous, headaches, weak to the stomach, a loss of appetite, trouble sleeping. You might even feel kind of heavy, extremely exhausted. Did I say the exhausted part? I've been feeling very exhausted these days. And extremely thirsty. But that all has to do with the sun and what the sun's doing to us right now. So for those that know what aurora borealis is just a magnetic field that's pumping like a lot of energy out. So we're seeing it in all these crazy different colors, like the colors you're kind of seeing around the screen right now. But what is that doing to us? What that doing to us is breaking down our molecular system in our system. It's allowing us ourselves to multiply, to amplify, to do a couple of things. If you're eating well, if you're living right, if you're transitioning out from an old mindset into a new mindset, then this is great things for you. But if you're living a lifestyle that is not as the greatest, and you're not eating the greatest, and you're not really having the greatest of time, then this could mean you're going to be on the lower spectrum of this energy shift. What does this all mean? Well, we know from Revelations, that we know from like the Bible sense, and I don't like to like Bible thump because I'm not really a Bible thumper, but I know a lot about religion, and I know a lot about mythology, and I know a lot about what's happening in the world today. What I can tell you is that we're going through some kind of crazy shift out with the old and in with the new. We're already in museums. So if we're a museum that's already telling us that our time as we know it is over, we're entering into a new time of technology, science, and astrology. So things are going to start to seem really back to the future, or should I say into the future. The time as we knew is no longer. We're now in the time of AI technology. We're now in a time of science to start to take over. It's going to start to put us in a system that is either you're going to fall in line with the system or you're going to fall behind in the system. And people don't understand what the mark of the beast is. The mark of the beast, honestly, is what you're watching right now. It's the World Wide Web. It's 666. That's the mark of the beast. And it's evolving everyone. It's in everyone's household. It's constantly in your hand, or you're wearing it on your head with the metaverse goggles. I mean, it's there, it's here, it's over with. You know, there's no more going back. There's no more avoiding it and shying away from it. One World Religion is also here. For those that don't understand, there's now a temple up that's bringing forces together for One World Religion, which means that a lot of things are going to start to change when it comes to the balance, when it comes to global, when it comes to the higher ups and those that are in charge. So we really have to start questioning those that are in charge right now. What are they up to? What are they doing? And what are they going to start doing to us that's not going to start helping us? We have tons of people coming in the border. They don't know what to do. These places are also struggling. They don't have much. They don't have supplies and what they need for their people, but they're also experiencing their own downfalls, and it's getting really crazy. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about. So when it comes to entering the CERN, it's in Europe. It's an organization called a Nuclear Research Lab, known for its cutting edge experiments with particle and physics. The CERN has been a subject of speculation for years. Some theories suggest that the CERN experiments, particularly the operations of the Large Hadron Collider, have the ability to multiply time and space itself. The LHC is designed to smash particles together at near light speeds. Near light speeds. That's going back to the beginning of time. That's manipulating time. So, it's manipulating light speed. So I'm trying to get back to where I was at. It's getting deep. It's getting deep. So, okay. So reoccurring conditions similar to the Big Bang, beginning of time. The Big Bang. But what happened when we play the forces that might not just influence our understanding of the universe today? Who are these people that are in charge? With everything that's going on with science, technology, global events, manipulation of everything we see, hear, and understand, who's in charge? Now, I can tell you who's in charge, but I don't think that a lot of them are going to like what I have to say. So for my protection, I'm not going to put the blast out there, but I want you to open your eyes and start asking really big questions. Who controls what you see on a regular basis when it comes to TV, news, and broadcasting? Who controls what you're listening to on a regular basis? That simulated sound that works on your frequency to change the molecular system that's in your body. Who's in control of the ones that are dealing with the financial systems right now? Who's in charge of us as people? We got to look at the bigger picture. The biggest picture of all is, what are they not telling us that's happening and unfolding right in front of our eyes, but they refuse to tell us the truth? That's where I come in. I try to expose things without getting silenced. Many of you that already know me, know that I speak about things other people are too uncomfortable to talk about. And I like spilling truth and facts. Everything I speak about when it comes to what's happening in the planet and happening globally, as well as what the government is doing, is all facts. And I leave paper trails, breadcrumbs, or even throw you down a rabbit hole. So, the CERN, it's punching holes through our timelines. That means that it's drawing other planetary systems towards us. It's changing how we understand energy and frequencies. It's opening doorways to other realms. It's opening portals to things that are not human or angelic. Crazy thing is, they know this. They've admitted many times that they know this. Crazy thing is, they don't care. Somebody should. There are reports of growing concern about the time skipping and time leaping. People always used to say those Back to the Future movies were really cool. And that would be so cool if that ends up being our future. We're already living in that time. We've already learned how to go backwards and forwards in time. We also have people who are alive today that have jumped in time, experienced time leaps. You can kind of call them time travelers. And a few of them you probably already know today. Look at your celebrity scene. Just gonna put it there. Then there's ideas of saying that this CERN can start to punch a hole in what we understand is our actual reality. So when we look at the world today, we're looking at times of revelations where there's wars and rumors of war. There's craziness with the atmosphere and science, but this all has to do with what the CERN is doing. Let's see. The hidden realms. Now, I don't know if anybody's seen the holes that are opening up in the equators in China, but there's also other holes opening up in other global areas. This is just revealing a world that's under us, a realm that has been hidden from us since the last big catastrophic event. And it's hiding all the beings and creatures that they tell us are not real. All those mythological creatures that are monuments, they exist. They are real. There's proof that they're now trying to conceal and change on us. That's why they're showing us things that don't quite make sense. If they can manipulate the time and they could change our reality, then we will no longer remember what used to be and start entering into a world that's about to become. That doesn't mean things get better. Because now, once this happens, a lot of you I know have seen the Hunger Games. A lot of you have seen Divergence. A lot of you have seen these kind of movies where they put us in these positions where we no longer have our rights to speak, to think, to feel, to express, to vocalize how we want to live our lives. I say in the next 10 years, it's going to get to the point where we're not going to have rights because they are going to martial law us at some point and force us to all come together under one mindset, control. And if they can't do that to us, then they're going to try to do that to our children by ridding us of us. Now, I know I'm probably going to get flagged for this, but yet again, this is just for entertainment purposes. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. I'm saying what I understand and know. And I'm only just talking about facts that I'm going to be leaving on the comments later on today. There's a lot of things happening. The world is money as we know it is changing. Anyone who's ever want to go to a store, they look at the groceries, refrigerators. Look at the top of the refrigerators. Do you notice those locks? There will be a time where we can't buy, sell, or trade. There's going to be a time where money does not exist anymore. There's going to be a time where they're going to tell us that we're going to have to get the jabby jab jab and we have no rights to say yes or no to that. If you think that's not coming, wait until next year. They've already decided to strip away our ability to say no. That's going to start martial law. We're just going to put that there. On the top of that, we have some stuff going on that just happened the last couple of months with the solar lunar eclipse. The solar lunar eclipse had aligned on a path that was considered to be very biblical in prophecy. On top of that, mythology talks about a time where all planetaries will come together, will show a sign of a new shift in time and space. So we're about to be leveling up into a new timeline. We're about to start turning into some kind of Super Saiyan superheroes. A lot of us are going to start getting stronger. Your skin will start to get better. You will start to feel more livelier, have more energy. That's going to be the next, I say, maybe next 2 years. For the next couple of months, you're going to feel like crap. Just going to put it out there. A lot of you probably need a detox. I talk about heavy metal detoxes a lot because we eat, drink, and consume heavy metals in our body every single day, all day long. Over time, your body will start to feel sluggish and heavy, drained and tired, headaches, and out of the mood to do anything. Because when you have these heavy metals in your body, whatever the sun is doing right now with those amount of gigahertz that are punching, and I'm talking about it's punching the earth right now. It's changing how your system works. It's changing how your blood works. It's changing how your heart rhythm works. It's changing on how your systems work in general. Your breathing, your skin's going to start to look different. So I would definitely tell you to go outside and get a lot of sun. But at the same time, watch it because the amount of sun rays that are coming down are going to start to put a lot of wear and tear on your body. You feel the feeling to want to go and take a nap, get some rest, do that. If you feel like you want to drink some water at this time, I would definitely advise you to do that as well because your body is going through some kind of new world transformation out with the old and in with the new. A lot of you might actually be feeling like you want to purge right now. And when I mean purge, just mean like throwing out things that serve no purpose and have no place in your life. That, disconnecting from people that maybe not fall in line with what you're trying to do in your life. Maybe you're also pushing away people that you feel like, are stagnating your life and not allowing you to move forward. I could definitely vouch for a lot of that, which has definitely made me have to isolate, kind of hermit a little bit, fall back and kind of get out of the limelight. And it's crazy because all the things that have been happening right now in the world, I have been keeping track of these things since I was like 15 years old. And I've always been interested on science and technology. I always wanted to know what was going on with the stars and the sky and the moon, volcanoes and earthquakes. I was just I didn't care about, everything else that everyone else was doing. I was too busy wanting to know what's going on in the world and what's going on with science and what's going on with spirituality, because I wanted to be the hip one. I wanted to know. I wanted to understand. Then when I started to realize that it was really affecting my life, I was like, oh shit, hold up. That's not right. I'm not okay with that. A lot of things have happened in my life the last couple of years. For the last couple of years, I've been dealing with like crazy visions and dreams showing me lights in the sky. I ended up having a crazy vision not that long ago where I seen a bunch of people kind of gathering in a beach scene with a voided sky. And I was presented with a ball of warm light to the left side of me. It was very like end of days, very like us gathering together for that final hurrah. I also received visions of something, a ball of light in the sky looking for, I don't know, something, but it was searching for someone. And then not that long ago, I ended up having another vision where it was showing me some kind of bubble or mass coming out of the water and releasing something into the water that was going to cause the water to start shaking and erupting. Well, after I had that vision, about, I say 2 months later, my grandmother ended up telling me about some crazy volcano eruption that happened in the middle of the ocean. And I think that was what the vision was trying to show me. 5 years back, I ended up having visions, or should I say a voice that came into my mind telling me tectonic plates. And 5 years ago, I wasn't really understanding tectonic plates. I was getting on the train as this was happening. And I said, okay, something to do with tectonic plates. A couple years later, started having all these crazy earthquakes and stuff like that. And then I said, okay, well, something's forcing me to have to go and look up science and find out what's actually going on. So I started to dig a little deep on down that rabbit hole. And I started to realize that whatever the tectonic plates were doing were causing a shift in the tectonic plates ring. And it started to shift other states and countries and even under the water. And so something's happening to the planet. I said, okay, so something's happening to the planet. What's happening to the planet? Well, I had to think about it. I said, okay, well, the planet's kind of like a womb, like Mama Gaia's kind of like a womb. And the womb's about to give birth. And so the sun's kind of like the incubator to whatever the planet's beginning to do. And the planet's beginning to show this crazy proof of this because it's cracking open in certain places. So there's definitely some kind of transition, new birth, new reality that we're going to start living. And it's crazy because I feel like the coast is about to slip. When I say slip, I just mean that it might disappear. Parts of where we're at, I'm in Illinois, so there's a river that San Andreas fault line that's going to split us in half, and we're going to separate, and we're going to become our own little section. I say that probably happen another maybe 5-10 years from now. It's already headed in that direction, but that's also because of whatever the sun is doing. Not to mention that our planet's actually doing some crazy stuff too. So our planet is releasing some crazy blob or gas or something on both sides of the planet where the poles are at. And it's coming up to the surface. And I don't know what it's doing, but I feel like it's controlling the tectonic plates. It's controlling how the volcanoes are behaving. That with the energy from the sun is also creating these tsunamis and these hurricanes and these earthquakes. There's a lot of things happening that's forcing Mother Nature to kind of just get ready for some kind of birth pain. Right now, I say the planet is doing Braxton Hicks contractions before the Big Bang, which is the birth of our new reality. And it's crazy because the government already knows that. That's why they keep doing things to manipulate what we understand and start to dictate how our future is going to become. For a lot of you that don't understand, you got to start researching your information. Go look up One World Religion, New World Order. I'm sorry, my screen just turned off on me. The devil doesn't lie. Okay, so you got to go and look up One World Religion, New World Order, and the agendas, the government's agendas. On those agendas, there's government documents. This is not fraud or fake news. This is legit information that I am getting from their government's website, the CIA.gov. How more legit do we want to get than that? They know what's happening with the world. They understand that this is tied to religion. So, and they also know what's happening with the planets. So the best way to manipulate everything and not make us believe what we're seeing is by telling us that it's something else. That's not helping us, government. That's not helping us, world. That's not helping us higher ups. And I could point fingers at where you're at, but you're concealing information that we need to know. Like what's happening to us in the next 5 to 10 years. Because you've already seemed to have plans to what you're going to do with us. You're talking about 15-minute cities and sectors. That sounds like Hunger Games to me. Then you're talking about how you're going to make it easier for us to commute and get around in these little sector cities. That kind of reminds me of Divergent in a way, because you're going to try to dictate how people can live and who they live with and how they live their lives and what they do and how they live, what they say and what they think and how they respond. Pretty soon we're going to be living with human robots. They don't want you to think for yourself. So they keep pumping out all this music and this stuff on TV that makes no sense to you. The more demonic, the more low vibration. The more low vibration, the more or less people start to think. The more or less people start to think for themselves, the more they can control the narrative. I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want than that? So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep moving here. So planetary shifts. So right now our planetary is going through some kind of crazy shift. When we had the solar lunar eclipse, we also had a planet alignment. At the same time, we also had a comet that passed our sky. It had horns. It was green. It called the Devil's Comet. In Revelations, they called that wormwood. That's showing itself today. The planet alignment was just a mark of the time that's letting us know that we are now entering into a new world. The timeline is shifting. What helped us to jump through this timeline shift was when they turned on the 3 colliders. The 3 CERN colliders is what opened up the 3 doorways to allow us to jump through. At the same time all this is going on, we have 3 black holes that are facing Earth, beaming some weird light towards us. That's perfect for letting us know that there's definitely something happening in the atmosphere. Who knows if that beam of light from them black holes is coming from the CERN? We'll never know, and they'll never tell us. On top of that, whatever communication that they are doing and whatever time leap, jump, hop we ended up getting into, a lot of you have to be noticing these monuments, these long monuments that are showing up everywhere that look like mirrors in the middle of the desert, in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the Rocky Mountains. These are portals. They're portals. And they're portals to other dimensions. And it might seem something surreal, like sci-fi out of the movies. But the reason why it's like that is because now we're in a time of science and technology with advanced science and technology. We have osmosis into the new reality. That's why you constantly keep hearing your higher ups saying, you know, oh, well, we're in a new world. That's what they're calling it now, a new world. Well, the Revelations called it a new world too. But it's like people play blind to the things that are happening. Wars and rumors of wars. It's not getting any better. Come next year, it's going to hit the fan. We have the borders that are closed down right now, and they're not transporting. No oil. There's no food. There's no resources. So you better start stocking up. I would tell you right now, at home, for those that are listening, grab at least 6 to 8 gallons of water per person. You need it right now, and I'm not going to say it again. I probably will, though. You need to also gather enough food for your families for at least 3 months. And I'm only saying 3 months because we don't know how long the craziness is about to be. If you have no gas, I would advise you to get generators and stock up on gas. Not only that, you need to start preparing your families with the case of a possibility that if something were to kick off right now, you need to be able to grab that bag for you and your family and go. Be able to get out and leave. Because things are about to hit the fan. They're just not telling you what they're doing. Let's think. A couple months back, they were talking to us about these alerts that are going to go off. Why are they're teaching you about alerts? They're pre-programming you to understand that something major is about to happen and you need to be ready. It's not a test. That wasn't a test. It was a test, but it wasn't a test. That was them seeing how the world is going to respond and react to these type of things. And a lot of people weren't even paying attention to those buzzings and alarms that they were putting off at that time. So imagine when the world goes crazy and things hit the fan, no one's going to know what's going on. They're going to be like, what's them sirens? What's going on? The world's collapsing. They're not telling us anything that's going on. They're manipulating our time and space. They understand what religion is doing. They also understand the religion and mythology go hand in hand. So when you look at everything that was talked about in mythology, you have to take it and dissect it and then compare it to everything that bibliology is talking about. It goes hand in hand. The Titans and the Olympians were the gods, the oldest ones before us, before our understanding of existence. There's one God, the ultimate creator, because creator had to make creation to understand the infinite amount of creations that it could create. It wanted to understand itself in a multiple streams of realities. It wanted to experience a lot of different experiences. It wanted to understand in a lot of different perspectives. It wanted to be able to create in a lot of different ways. It is a creator that created creation so that creation can constantly create in creating itself. I know that was a lot to understand, but it's the truth, you know? Creation is just a Ouroboros. It's a never-ending cycle of infinity. So it's like an infinite amount of energy on a colliding scale on a constant basis. We're constantly going. This is a constant thing. It's a never-ending cycle. We're constantly growing. We're constantly living amongst each other as a union, as a unit. And we have to come together right now because there's a balance between good and evil. And the evil right now is trying to win. So it's trying to deter people to not want to change, to want to do better, respond better, react better, behave better, think different, think brighter, above themselves. There's so much energy that's trying to keep you stagnant and stuck in this low vibrational world. You don't want to get stuck here. You don't want to get stuck here. My 144, my collective, my those that are the chosen ones. You know if you're chosen, if you feel like you have a purpose. You know you're chosen if you feel like you have a need to want to help other people. You know you are chosen if you feel like you don't fit in. You know you're chosen if you feel like you have the urge to want to come to people and help them get through their issues, to help them get through whatever personal things that they're dealing with that they don't quite understand. And the best people to help these type of people are those that, like us, that have already gone through these things. Those that teach have already gone through these experiences. They've already experienced the craziness. They've already figured out the purpose in life. They've already got through understanding what the purpose of it. And a lot of the time what you're going through has absolutely nothing to do with you. I'm just going to put that out there. A lot of the time what your experience has nothing to do with you. And everything for you to have to go through it, experience it, feel it, understand it, purge through it, maybe vomit a little bit, and then tell somebody else how to not experience it, avoid going through it, or simply just understand why they're going through it. You're going through things because you have to go through things. It's a learning lesson. It wasn't meant to be easy. If you already know the answers, you're not going to take the test. Right or wrong. So, in closing, with what everything is going on right now. So we got time skips, we got time jumps, we have a CERN that's manipulating time, space, energy, and matter. And matters. That all that's together, you're looking at alchemy. The sun is also beaming Marvel type energy towards us. If you're feeling like crap, you need your rest, drink plenty of water. I would probably say be cool on the sugar processed foods. I would probably lay back on the meats right now because it's going to make you feel heavy and sick. For all of you that are feeling heavy, sick, and drained and tired, you probably need to detox your body from all the heavy metals. Heavy metals that are in your body from everything that you put into your body, they start to make you unbalanced, unfamiliar with how you function in the world. You won't be able to think clearer. I've been having those issues. I've been having a lot of heavy metals, but I've also not been eating the greatest these days. Reprocessed food and all that's going to be really bad for you. There's got tons of heavy metals in there. So detox. The best way to detox, You're gonna use some Epsom salt, some baking soda, some vinegar, I want to say a little bit of borax. That's the only thing I think on top of my head. I said Epsom salt, that too. You're gonna need to detox your body. I can leave those informations in the comments after I'm done. But definitely you got to start detoxing your body, because your bodies are definitely going through something, and they need to definitely go through some kind of cleaning before they hit through this portal that's about to go through some crazy shit. Your memories might be off a little bit. I'm definitely going to tell you that a lot of people in your life that you spent your whole life with and have known, you're going to start to notice that if you're having conversations with these people, the way you remember things in life and the way they remember things in life are going to be different. They're not going to remember them the way that you remember them. Just pay attention to things like that, because that lets you know that you're not on the same timeline as them. If you feel that you're not connected with people, you feel disconnected to a lot of people, that's a vibrational thing. Children are beginning to realize that, especially these new breeds of children, because these new breeds of children are they're hybrid children. These are hybrid children that are born of the new world. And so a lot of them are born as prophets. A lot of them are born with celestial abilities. A lot of them are born with some capability of understanding the world beyond our veil. A lot of us talk about the veil. A lot of you that don't know what the veil is. So a veil is just a thin line of understanding our reality to the reality that really does exist. That's where the ghosts and the spirits and the paranormal and the phenomenon all happens behind that. Usually people have a third eye. They already know what I'm talking about. And when I say third eye, this just means that you understand the world a little differently than everyone else. You see things in synchronizations. Perfect example before I close out with you guys is, you'll know if you're in tune and synchronized with the energy of the planet right now, because when you're talking to people about things that are biblical, spiritual, uplifting, you're going to start to know synchronizations of how a car will drive by and honk its horn as you're talking about something that matters. A bird will come towards you when you're talking about something that matters. The light in the sky, the sun in the sky will brighten up as you're talking about something that makes sense and matters. Everything is synchronized. Everything aligns with your energy. So if you're on a wavelength that's a positive, pure energy, you're going to start to notice a lot of synchronizations. The sun will shine brighter with you. Birds will react to you. Sounds and frequencies will just happen at perfect timing. Simplest thing is, you're talking about something spiritual and your phone gets a notification, and you talk about something else right after that spiritual and the phone notifies again. This is not a coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. It's all frequency that is aligned to your energy, so it's giving you confirmation of things that you're speaking about or experiencing. There's no such thing as a coincidence. It's happening because it has to happen, and it needs you to see it and understand it. I've had a lot of these weird occurrences my entire life. For a lot of the time, I really thought that I was losing my mind. I felt that I was going crazy. And then for a lot of the time, I felt like no one really understood what I was talking about. And then I quickly started to understand that there was a lot of people out there that was like me, that was different, and understood how frequency, matter, and energy all works. It's all connected. It's all combined. It's like one big zipper. It's a ripple effect. It's a trifecta, if you may say. And that aligning with our understanding of how biblical and mythological goes, then that means that the times that we knew never really ended. They just morphed, osmosed, and transformed into the world we understand now. Nothing changed. It just morphed. So when we look at biblical texts, the Romans that we understand in the biblical text are now your Vatican. Those that controlled the financial IRS in the biblical are now your IRS, which is still controlled by the Vatican. And they also control the Federal Reserve. Look it up. And they control a lot of what you watch, hear, see, read, understand. They're also partnered up with a lot of the governments. This is all one big financial chain. I don't care what it is. If we're going from the governments to the churches to monumentals to businesses, when it comes to TV, radio, and magazine, it is all controlled by, a lot of the time, one conspiracy. There's a lot more I want to talk about when it comes to these type of things. There's only so much I can say today, but I want to definitely leave you with going down the rabbit hole. Go look at history. Then go look at what's happening in the world today with science, technology, astrology, and spirituality. It is all connected and it's all aligned. Things are about to get crazier. The world's about to take a dramatic shift, not just globally, not with us as people, but as the world. We're not ready for what's about to happen, and they're not warning us of what's to come. Please don't get yourself in a predicament where you're going to be controlled. Learn more. Seek more information. Own research. Look for the answers, because trust me, they are out there. There's a lot more I want to say, but until next time, I'm going to leave you with some questions to be answered. I want you to go down that rabbit hole. I want you to go and look to see what the CERN, the CERN Collider, Large Hadron Collider is. Go check it out. Go find out what it's doing to us as people and to our planet. Then I want you to go and research what's happening with the sun and the amount of energy it's doing to us as people. I want you to look up and see what's happening to our planet and what it's beginning to do with our weather and global events. Lastly, I want you to do your research on understanding what's about to come when it comes to wars and rumors of wars. Be safe out there, everyone. Prepare your families and don't get left behind. Until next time, I'm Ask Indigo Brown, and you're watching me on the Small Business Network.